Yeah. And then if I assuming I get NRE, I pass on the it's gonna be a lot, but I kind of yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, second, nobody's gonna. The city's gonna hire me. Like, yeah, because they're looking for people that are experienced.
Like, what's this weekend?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to college to the Siskiyous EMT class. Tonight we'll be picking up where we left off Thursday nights, going over allergies, immuno something systems, immunologic emergencies. Thank you, girl with the sandwich, burrito, whatever that is. All righty. My name is Brian. I will be your instructor for the evening. I think we did too. Let's go to the next video. Spastic reactions. This is an excellent spastic reaction.
Let's see how
Watch the lizard on the
probably close to 5 feet. Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes.
Lizard on the area.
Get this thing off me. What is it keep jumping at me for? He likes you there. I can tell. All right, let's try to get back under control. You're gonna tell me to think jump. Let's try to get control here. Let's see how
I'm gonna watch that again.
That's close to 5 feet. Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes we can find in the Metroplex area.
That's how you have a spastic reaction.
I think you just spastic have a reaction.
So, how do you, there are 5 trigger categories for immunosuppressant injuries, also known as allergies. 1 is insect bites and stings. 2 is medications. 3 is plants. 4 is food. And 5 is chemicals. Hold on a second. All right. All right, so insect bites and stings. These are the ones that send people with anaphylaxis more than anything else. Matter of fact, insect bites kill people more than snake bites. Fun fact. Some ants, especially the red ants, can sting more than once. They are mean little leaves.
What kind of insect bites?
Huh?
What kind of insect bites?
Bites, meat flies, yellow jackets. They don't sting, they bite. They think you're meat, try to eat you. And I'll also tell you, yeah, working at Greasy Spoon Cafe, it's got an open window from the kitchen to the dining room. Don't ever yell, shut the back door to let the flies out. Won't end well for you. All right, how to remove stingers? Scratch them out, don't squeeze them out, squeeze the venom in.
Great.
Scrape them out. Don't use your own credit card, use the beads.
Yes. Never use your own credit card.
Question,
Yes.
is that because if you use tweezers, you can actually squeeze more stuff in
Venom
there?
in. Yep.
So 1 in every 20 people is allergic to bees. And yellow jackets, and hornets, and wasps. But anaphylaxis only kills about 2. That's all.
It's a pretty low number unless you're one of those 200.
Does a bite and a sting do the same thing, or are they different?
Yeah, it's anything that triggers an allergic reaction. So it's just anything that triggers an exaggerated immune response in your body. It's not actually poison from the bee. It's the allergic reaction from your body to that. Next one is dust, pollens, oils, plant-based materials. Or as I like to call it, impossible allergic reactions. Shoved down my throat for the last 5 years for marketing. Yes.
No, I was just trying to.
Oh.
I don't want to-
Want to get the plant-based materials,
I don't know.
the impossible industry.
But like I said,
I'm actually surprised the impossible meat hasn't started using tomato food as a spokesperson. Crushing up bugs and plants together. That's my call marketing.
Hey, really,
Or Bud Light's up. All right. Food. Shellfish is the most common killer being eaten, followed closely by nuts. Stay away from Chico's where the nuts are. It's their town, that's their town creed. Chico where the nuts are from.
I'll stay away.
Well, I modified it. Any question about nuts and shellfish? Take shellfish, put it in a little milk, and some flour, then a nut-based coating, deep fry it.
Wow. The ultimate killer.
Yeah,
Is it all nuts, like even pistachios, or is it more focused on like actual peanuts?
no idea.
I
You would
know,
literally be the guy to ask in this class.
And I really don't know.
Hello, Google.
I would say it's all nuts. So I just watched I just saw a horror movie on that though. And I can't remember the name of it. It wasn't bad because like there are no good horror movies out there. They don't exist. But it was a little girl that was allergic to nuts, and her grandmother was like in a satanic cult. Her grandmother died. Hereditary, yeah.
oh, that,
Yeah, she eats the chocolate cake with the nuts, but it doesn't kill her because she's sticking her head out the window trying to get air because her throat's closing, and then she gets decapitated by a pole. So it didn't actually kill her. It doesn't always kill you.
Alright, so it's walnut, almond, hazelnut, pecan, cashew, pistachio, or,
So Mr. Peanut's not that bad of a guy after all.
yeah. All that shit grown in California, it looks like,
Yeah.
except for cashews.
All right. Chemicals. Well, these aren't as common. A lot of people think they are, but anyway, we're not going to go there. Most people confuse sensitivity to allergic reaction. So like if you get a sensitivity, you get a reaction, flaking skin, stuff like that. That's a sensitivity. An allergic reaction is when your throat closes off, you can't breathe, your blood pressure drops. So most people say they have an allergic reaction. Certain chemicals, soaps, and perfumes don't actually have that. But there's those occasional people that do. Latex has actually become a big one. It was becoming a big one. Then most of the medical industry moved away from it. A lot of medical professionals are becoming allergic to latex just from the large amount of exposure to it. Any questions? Someone sent me a text message. All right. So the perfect antidote to an allergic reaction, like we went over on Thursday, is epinephrine. It does the opposite. It constricts and dilates the airways. It's your ultimate fight or flight, and it works immediately. It actually has a trigger, and her boyfriend says, "Wait, don't give the epinephrine. Let me video it." It's absolutely something I would do. I need this for EMT class. It's not me though. That's serious. She's got audible wheezes. Watch how fast this works. Pretty amazing.
Yeah. Right. Right.
It only lasts 5 minutes. She needs to take Benadryl. She needs to take antihistamines quickly. Be prepared for another one. Epinephrine only has 5 minutes. Any questions? Yeah, it's 5-minute half-life. 10 minutes maybe total time, 5 minutes to the peak, and then it starts wearing down. All right, so that is an anti-kit. Unless you're like going with Doc Brown, Back to the Future, you're probably not going to see these. I haven't seen one in decades. But an anti-kit is an intermuscular injection of epinephrine, but it's not an auto injector, so you have to push the plunger. So you do is you inject it into the person, you pull back on the plunger to make sure there's no blood. Then you push the plunger in, then you have them chew up for the antihistamine tablets. The antihistamines, I don't know, because it's an old antihistamine, I don't remember the name of, like chloromorotrectate. Oh, the epinephrine 0.3. Oh, the string. I think you said strength.
No.
So that's the scary thing. I believe the string is a constricting band to prevent the lymph nodes from spreading any venom. But yeah, that's like, we haven't done that in decades. We stopped doing that when we stopped taking a tap and die step and hitting the side of the head to drain epidural bleeds back in the Roman times. That shows you how old that is. All right, any questions on using the auto injector? Pop the cap, don't put your thumb over it. Hold it like this and inject it into them. Hold it in place for about 15 seconds. About 50% of these people inject it through their thumb. They do it backwards, they put their thumb over it, and the needle goes through their thumb. Huh? 3 seconds? I go 15. Any questions on how to use an anti-kit? Stick the needle in, pull back to make sure there's no blood. If there's blood, you have to discard the syringe and needle.
Is that intramuscular?
Yes. That's why you pull back the syringe to make sure you're in the muscle and not in a vein. Low amine tablets. All right, let's see what you guys have learned. You've been dispatched to an asthma attack. What comes first? BSI, seat safety. You have your BSI on and your seat is safe. Your patient is very short of breath. Number of patients? 1. You have lots of resources. What's next? Primary assessment. You have a 25-year-old female in severe distress. She can't breathe. She has a weak rapid radial pulse. Her airway is clear. She has respiratory distress with audible wheezing, and she's only able to speak one-word sentences. Is she a priority patient? What's next? History. She has shortness of breath and wheezing. No known drug allergies, no known meds, but a passable history of asthma. Onset 1 hour ago, events led. She's in a fight with her boyfriend over his missing medication. Onset 10 minutes ago during an argument, she can't get air, doesn't radiate, it's severe. And it's been steady ever since she began. Any questions? Yes.
So just for clarification, in the events, it is her missing medication and not
Yes.
his missing medication?
Or his. We're in modern times. Don't judge. His missing medications. What's next?
Secondary assessment.
So her blood pressure is 100/60, pulse rate's 132, respiration 32, her Glasgow's 15. Her tongue appears to be swollen and her neck's swollen. She's got audible wheezing. So what is your primary impression? What is your reaction? She said it's an asthma attack. She had a fight with her boyfriend. She's upset. That's a trigger. Psychological is a trigger. Stress. And she has a history of asthma. What were the positive findings that would make you think this is an allergic reaction?
Yes.
You guys learned something. Yeah.
You better repeat that.
Second set of vital signs: blood pressure is crashing, heart rate skyrocketing, respirations are going up, Glasgow coma scales going down. She turns completely red, urticaria over her entire body, and she almost dies. Fortunately, she had a spectacular EMS crew, the great leader. She got epinephrine, Benadryl, albuterol, all kinds of stuff. She survived. So it turns out, oh, it's not there. So in the end, they find out that the missing medication was Keflex, which is her boyfriend's antibiotic that she was taking, thinking that it was a drug to get high on. She had an unknown allergy to Keflex. What are the chances of that?
So I wasn't.
Chateau Shots. Not much. Shadow Mountain. No. All right, toxicology. So we're all gonna go down to the Vets Club. This is the weed club or weed pub open? Oh, well, we're all gonna go down to the weed pub and we're gonna finish this presentation of the weed pub.
Let's go. Perfect.
I think it's the only bar left in weed.
Get a hands on.
Vets Club's not weed. Vets Club's in Mount Shasta. All right. So these are some very important thoughts for the day. Doing something correctly will not make you popular. In fact, it often will not make you popular. But it will make you the person that people who don't like you want to be there when there's an emergency. That is no truer statement I've ever seen. You do things correctly and you do things to the best of your ability, you're going to piss people off, especially people that do not perform to a high level. Because they will accuse you of making them look bad. It's physically impossible for you to make anyone look bad. They make themselves look bad when you are competent. And the proof of that is when there is a 911 emergency that they're involved with or one of their loved ones involved with, no matter how much they are disgusted by you and dislike you, when you show up, they're glad that it was you. That's how you know you're doing things right. Does that make sense? And in the case of emergency services, this is a consistent pattern. Never do anything you know is intelligently challenged. It's the best politically correct way I could put that. Especially if the person who's telling you that is intelligently challenged. For those of you that don't know what intelligently challenged is, it's a 5-letter word that starts with S and ends with D. May have a P and an I and a T in it. Is it 6? Well, I never was big on counting. Now was I?
I don't wanna point out the irony, but
Oh, kind of stupid, but anyway,
that's intelligently challenged.
that was very intelligently challenged me to not be able to put the letters, the proper count of letters in there. So all that said, your ambulance is a machine. It can either earn you a living or it can kill you. Same with the fire engine. Every day that you're on duty, you probably deserve your respect. Just saying. Any questions? You treat it like dirt and slam gears in it and jam on brakes and take hard corners, it's eventually going to fail you. All right. Let's learn about poison. There's lots of different types of poison that affect your body. You know, there are different, define the appropriate treatments and for those poisons and do it correctly. Any questions? What's the #1 ingested poison in the United States?
Alcohol.
Very good. You guys must have read your chapter. All right, poison is any substance that alters the body. Substance abuse is knowing it's poison and doing it anyway. Any questions? So, if you think that you're on a poisoning situation, you need to ask these additional assessment questions. What did they do? When did they take it? How much did they take? What did they do afterwards? And how much do they weigh? Because most medications and poisons are weight-based. Any questions? Yeah. Any questions? If you're not sure what it is, bring it with you to the hospital if you can safely do so in a container. Then they blood chunks. They want to hold on to it. Any questions? Inhaled poison. What's the #1 inhaled poison in the United States? Nicotine. What's #2? THC.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, #1's oxygen. Heck yeah, it's an oxidizer. Rots you. Rots everything. How do you keep a fruit alive during the winter? Put it in a warehouse with no oxygen and nitrous oxide. Or not nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide. All the fruit comes out. Woo-hoo. All right, move to fresh air immediately. Remove them from the causative agent. It's an inhaled poison. All poison patients should be transported. Any questions? Then you got absorbed poisons, which get absorbed through the skin. Know what it is before you irrigate. Make sure it's not reactive. Any questions? Looks like the bottom left picture, that's a simulated dry line exposure. That's brushing it off before they put it in the shower for copious amounts of water. The other one is the proper way to flush an eye for both eyes. Yes.
For that, did you ever just have a pump in your own shower?
Yeah.
Just make it or whatever?
Yeah.
Have to wash off?
But yeah, if it's absorbed poisons, you've got to get every stitch of clothing off.
Yeah.
And you got to get as much of the chemical off as you can, and then copious amounts of water. Meaning copious, meaning large volume. Yes.
So
substances we do not use.
But there, like I said, it was like dry lime is the big one.
Right.
But even that, you're still gonna flush it if you have the ability to copious amounts of water. Now, if you have time, you're on the fire department, and you're in California, like you are right now, and it's a modern house, you may, before you want to put someone in the shower, take the shower head off and remove the California restriction rim, so you can have adequate flow. You could also do that at your house before you get exposed to dry lime and have adequate flow. Not saying that I would ever break the law and do that. Uh-huh.
Get in there now, or I get on there to play the water.
Yep. I would say 99% of Californians have no idea that their faucets are restricted.
I didn't know.
All you have to do is take the flow restrictor off. If you're a guy like me who doesn't install their own stuff and hires a plumber because they're never home to do it, I know the plumbers I'll run home and I'll say, look at that cat. What's it doing? And it says they look at pop it out. And they usually say, I know what you're doing. Let's slip on an extra 20 or something.
Yeah.
All right, ingested poison. So charcoal, I know we already went over this, burnt toast and milk of magnesia. Very, very rarely used. I heard one of our students that got to actually see charcoal used. That's a rare event. We're more likely to see a unicorn these days. But charcoal is really not a good choice. And sometimes it's the only bad answer you have. Any questions? For paramedics, but only by base hospital physician order. There's no standing orders for it. And then injected poisons. Remember we had the Philadelphia Kensington camp. You want to watch injected poisons, tune that in about 15 minutes, you get to watch. They inject it in their necks, they inject it in between their fingers, into their toes, everywhere. And it's constant, it's all day and all night long. Okay, I just went over this over the weekend. And this is working. Pissing me off. What's his name? Kill these two guys? Huh? I know it's hard not to watch it. It's we had it on, must have been the night you were gone, but yeah, we had it's the Kensington Street Station, and it's a live cam. That's where all the drug people go to do drugs right out in public. They do everything: open prostitution, defecate the street, urinate, they inject drugs into each other's necks. They get 5 or 6 medicals a day there. Ambulance comes rolling up. They do CPRs in progress. You can watch the whole thing. It's on a live rotating. It's horrifically sad. All right. What's that intelligently challenged talk show host name of this man show? Nobody knows. May have gotten too many copyright things on it. YouTube might have finally got the better of me on this one. Fine. Copyright stuff. Really? Oh, there's Kensington.
If you think it's spy balloons, chemical spills, wildfires, and the current surge of people crossing our.
This is better. This is real. These are all people that have overdosed on fentanyl. They'll wake up in about 15 minutes because fentanyl's got a real short half-life. This guy's about to go down. He's injecting himself in the leg. He's getting ready to light up a crack pipe, which is more important than pulling his pants up.
Looks like the American dream right here.
Oh man, Philadelphia. It's like we were saying, though, San Francisco is actually worse, Tenderloin.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody's got a camera on right now. There used to be one on before YouTube. Used to have a website you can watch live cam in Tenderloin. It's gone. Oh no, I've got a wrong profile. Hold on. I've got this. Billy Mays. He's been dead for a very long time. Wasn't he substance abuse too? Cardiac, I can't remember what killed Billy Mays. Here we go.
Like Jugs magazine. Yeah. 22. Yeah. You're carding me? Wow. It's been so long since I got carded. I'm gonna ruin this magazine when I get home. I don't ask to check your green card, pal. Don't be jealous, I moisturize. What kind of liquor makes an ugly girl cute? Yeah. Wanna go behind the store and get liquored up with me?
This is a fake ID. It's a check ID.
Where, the Ramrod? I'm a urologist. It's not just for me, it's for my lady too. We're going back to the treehouse for some more questions. Can those Budweiser frogs really talk? No?
Still selling the alcohol.
So much easier.
All right, so this is check this out for a C-spine injury. All right. Back to work. Alcohol. Most commonly abused drug in the US, kills a couple 100,000 people a year from alcoholism. It's a very powerful central nervous system depressant. It's a great sedative and hypnotic. But don't forget, someone that looks and acts like they're drunk and that's a fruity smell in their breath could also be a DKA. Commonly mistaken for each other, so never assume that they're drunk. DKA is always a possibility. That's just a thermal detonator out there, nothing to worry about. So, a lot of intoxicated people are not gonna wanna be transported, but they should be. They're already times 4 and law enforcement's there, they may probably be able to refuse, but they shouldn't. They have serious CNS depression, like they're unresponsive, you can take them under implied consent, be prepared to ventilate. And DT is the real thing, and you're gonna see a lot of it in EMS. People try to quit drinking on their own, or the more common DTs that you're gonna see is people that aren't trying to quit drinking, but have gotten the flu or a head cold and have started drinking less. So in other words, they usually drink 18 beers a day, and they get a cold, so they're down to only 10 or 11, and they end up having a seizure and start seeing stuff. It's not uncommon. Any questions? Absolutely. There's your signs and symptoms. Seizures are common. Shut your airway off after seizure, you're a goner. And electrolyte imbalances can also kill you. Cardiac lethal arrhythmias, all kinds of stuff. The arrival of that, it's already that late in the evening. And that's just flying by. Huh? Sure. I appreciate you being here. All right. This is why you shouldn't drink.
I don't even wanna know.
That's not alcohol. That's not alcohol.
Yeah.
That's a salty bath. No pants on. C-spot. Oh. That's gonna be expensive. Watch this ankle. Oh.
In the wrong direction.
Oh.
No way.
Don't get
No way.
Don't get up. Oh.
The
It's
alcohol's
broke.
strong.
It's broke.
It's bound just like that.
Failed. All right, this is early in the night, but she's just started drinking. Now let's go down the road a couple hours. Same girl. No.
Probably.
That's so
Yeah, you should not have those in the club.
Opioids. Nobody has Percocet or Darvon anymore or codeine. Everybody has fentanyl.
Or
Illegal fentanyl is king right now. And this is like 100 times more potent than what it used to be. This kills people every day in Siskiyou County. Any questions? Any questions? If you give them Narcan, do not put an eye gel in. Either use the eye gel or use the Narcan. Do not do both. One or the other. Any questions? Because if you put an eye gel in and then you give them Narcan and they wake up with a giant hose stuck down their throat, it's going to be really bad. And you're probably going to lose that airway. You're going to puke, vomit, rip it out, and then choke on the vomit. Or eye gel first and don't give back then. Doesn't matter. Just protect the airway one way or the other. Yes.
Can I give them a tip?
Yeah.
If you get their sats up above 97%, before you give them Narcan, they're less likely to puke on you and they're less likely to come up with.
Good to know.
97% seems to be the magic number.
Or like Dr. Morris used to say, Narcan was invented for paramedics and can't innovate. However, Dr. Morris never dealt with an epidemic like we have right now, where the entire ICU would be filled every day with people on
I've also
fentanyl.
used Narcan though to increase blood pressure, not necessarily respiratory.
It's in the scope of practice for respiratory. All right.
I can do both.
Yeah, hypnotic drugs, shrooms, LSD, angel dust. Causes some wild stuff. And then we've got our huffers. And the latest thing is actually spray paint's becoming less and less. Now they've got the little green things called, I'd never heard of them until a couple years ago. Now I see them everywhere. Whippets. Whippets is the big one now. Yeah. I responded once to a 17-year-old unresponsive, and he was literally lying in a pile of whippets. And they weren't like little dogs either, they're like these green things. And his mother and grandmother insisted to me that they'd been with him the entire time and he had not done any drugs or any huffing. I said he's passed out in a pile of whippets. Yeah, we don't know what those are. They're not his. That's a big coincidence. That kid didn't live to see 19, just so you're aware. Lots of whipped cream.
Often like a salmon on the ground.
As you're sitting on top of a drug addict. It's being recorded, I can't say. Yeah. Any questions about Huffas? Who is the earliest known Huffer? A little inch in the could. Big Bad Wolf. Big Bad Wolf was before the little inch in the kid. That's true. Yeah. I don't pay attention to that. All right, it's 10 minutes to 8. Why don't you guys go to break? You're looking a little blurry at. Be back at 8 o'clock, ready to go into teams. Yeah, teams. What up? Yeah, we probably better close this before I get myself fired. Yeah.